Hi friends, welcome you all for today's session on recruitment selection 18 MBA HR 301 Unit 2 Session 1. Okay, the Unit 2 speaks about hiring process. So to understand hiring process, first of all, we have to understand what is recruitment. So we can call hiring as also as recruitment. So now let's try to understand what do you mean by recruitment. So in this box, I am trying to explain what do you mean by recruitment. See, to understand this recruitment definition or hiring definition, it's so very simple. Recruitment is a process. We call this as what? A process of where we are searching. Okay, we are searching for a candidate or an employee. Okay, so next question is, what kind of candidate are we searching for? Or what kind of employee are we looking for? So we are looking for a prospective, okay, potential or promising candidate. So we want what kind of employee? We are looking for or we are searching for a very prospective, a potential or a promising employee candidate. Okay, we are making him to stimulate something. Whenever we call for a recruitment, whenever we're giving an advertisement for a recruitment, we are looking for a candidate that has to stimulate a person. That means an employee or a person has to be stimulated to apply for a job. He has to get motivated, okay, or he has to get attracted looking at an advertisement or the nature of the job or the quality of the job, characteristic of a job, and then what he does, he is stimulated to apply for a job. So this we can frame it as a definition. So I repeat the definition once again. What is motivation? Here, what is motivation? Motivation, to understand the attract and motivating, okay, something that's the motivation says. You are stimulating. Motivation is nothing but you have to stimulate inner energy, okay, you being attracted for something. Okay, here a candidate is getting motivated to apply for a job here. So we have to understand the definition of motivation also here. Okay, so what we can conclude is from this definition is recruitment is a process of searching a prospective or a promising candidate or an employee, and he has been stimulated to apply for a job in any XYZ organization or any firm it can be. So that's one definition. Okay, so next one more definition is recruitment is a linking activity. What we can say, recruitment is a linking activity. Why do we call recruitment as a linking activity? Yes, because one side you have an employer who is looking for a prospective candidate. On other side, we have an employee who is looking for a job for some XYZ company. So it's a linking activity. It's bringing two parties together. Two parties here is employer on one side, employee on one side. So a jobber, okay, job seeker, what we can say, a job seeker and a job provider. We have one side a job provider, other side we have a job seeker, employer, employee. So we can call this as a linking activity, which is bringing together those within jobs and those seeking the jobs. Those within jobs means the employer and those seeking jobs means the employee. So that's one more definition to understand. So to make one more definition from this box, what we can say is recruitment also refers to the process. That's what we are telling. Why it is a process? Because it is having a plenty number of steps coming. So in the next session, we come to know why it is, we call it as a process. Okay, so we can say recruitment is a process. Okay, it is a process of what? You are attracting, okay, you're motivating him and you're screening him. Okay, and finally what, after screening we are selecting him. Okay, we are selecting the prospective candidate, okay, who has applied for a job in particular organization, XYZ organization. What we can understand is recruitment is a process where we are attracting him or he's been motivated or he's been stimulated. Okay, after all this, okay, we are also screening. Okay, we are doing some screening, that is some tests have been conducted, and after tests we have been selecting the candidate. Okay, selecting a candidate is again a potential candidate, I mean, okay, who is looking for a job in some XYZ company. Okay, so finally what we can understand is from this box the definition of recruitment. So I have said you three different forms of definitions here. Okay, now moving to the next topic, that is the features. So let's understand the features of recruitment here. Okay, what we can understand is if you know the features, you can define the definitions, or if you know the definitions, we can derive the features. So it's a vice versa. So now let's understand the recruitment features or the hiring features, what it says. Okay, the very first feature of recruitment is it's a process. That's what we say in the definition also. Recruitment is a process, recruitment is a process. So now let's understand what does this process means here. Okay, the process, recruitment is a managerial and a continuous process. Yes. Why do we call it as a managerial process? Because lots of planning, organizing. Once you plan, you have to organize, and once organized, you have to staffing them, and after staffing, you have to direct, coordinate, control. Okay, all this comes in the recruitment. That's the reason why we call it as recruitment as a process. We call it as a process here, and it's a continuous process because we don't know when people are leaving a job. So that's the reason we have to fill the vacancies, right? So we say it's a continuous process. New jobs are coming or old jobs are redefined. So what happens? So recruitment is a continuous process, we say. Okay, so that's the very first feature here. So process means it's a managerial, recruitment is a managerial and a continuous process where it is having a lots of activities. It is not a one-time event. Okay, recruitment is not a one-time event, or it's not a single event. It's having a multiple steps and the activities are there, because once we recruit, that is a candidate is sending a resume, then we are just screening the resumes, and then after screening we are conducting the selection process happens. After selection process you have to place him, after place him you have to train him. Okay, so like this you have got various steps comes into the picture. So we say it's a multiple activity process, we say. Okay, and again in this process what we say, it is a process of where you have to attract him. Okay, attract a candidate to apply for a job. That is also a process. In the process, even the attracting, motivating, stimulating also comes into picture. That's what we call it's a process. Okay, the next feature is linking activity. It's already been taken in the definition. Okay, process and linking activity, two terms. Okay, these two terms already we define in the definitions. So why do we call linking activity? As I've already told, recruitment is a two-party process. One side you have an employer, other side you have an employee. Okay, job provider, job seeker. Okay, within job and a job seeker. So that's the reason we say it's bringing the party together. And next, that is a recruiter and a recruitee, what we can say. And next feature is positive function. What do we say? It's a positive function. Why it is a positive function? Because it's stimulating. Because when we apply for a job, okay, when we are just when we give an advertisement, okay, we are looking for this vacancy, this jobs have been called for, so this is a job description, this is the job specification, everything has been done. Now a candidate look into that advertisement, and finally he should have that positive function. That is, positive function is he should get attracted looking at that advertisement. After looking at the advertisement, okay, whether any via newspaper or television or any social media, he has to get stimulated. Stimulation is something, it's again what? A positive function which has to happen within an individual, that he has to apply for a job. So that is the reason why we call it is a positive function, something which is stimulating a candidate or an employee to apply for a job. Okay, next, coming to the next feature, it is important function. Why do we call important function? Yes, very important function, because I've already told it's not a single activity or a single event. It's a very important because it's a continuous process and lots of steps are there, lots of activities are there. So that's the reason why we call it's a very important function, because possible to acquire, because we have to acquire a right candidate. Remember that recruitment, if that step is done wrong, then the entire process is a total disaster. That's the reason why we say again it's an important function. We have to see the type of person whom to recruit. Okay, that's that we discuss in the classification of employment. Okay, and the number. Okay, all these things comes into picture. So that's the reason we say it's an important function. The number and the right person to the job, all these things. And next one is it's a pervasive function. Why do we call it as a pervasive function? Pervasive function is nothing but, again when I am recruiting, I have to define it very clearly, how many numbers to recruit. What is that people required to me? What is that numbers required? How many people should I recruit? So that depends on the job, job description, job specification. So that comes into picture here. And again, this recruitment varies from company to company, organization to organization. That's the reason we say recruitment varies in size, it varies in nature, it varies in environment. Because the number of recruitment naturally varies from company to company. If it is a large organization, you have to recruit large number of people. If it's a small organization, you have to recruit 1 or 2 people. So like this, size varies depending on the nature of a job there. So we don't know what are the characteristics, what are the requirements of the job and the working environment. So all these things plays an important role, and this we call it as what? A pervasive function. Okay, so now moving to the next features is it's a two-way process. Why do we call two-way process? Because I've already told it's a two-party process. One side you have an employer, other side you have an employee, job provider, job seeker, or recruiter or a recruitee. So here, to understand why it's a two-way process is, if an employer is happy with an employee, okay, he provides a job. So that is the one thing. And again, the choice is having between two people. And again, an employee has to accept whatever he is giving. So the decision has to be made by two parties. That's the reason we say it's a two-way process. Both the parties have the rights to make a decision. Okay, employer whether to give a job, or employee whether to accept a job. So that's the reason we say it's a two-way process. So both of them are having equal choice. Okay, and now coming to the next one is identifies human resource. Recruitment basically identifies human resource. Yes, recruitment is nothing but hiring. We have to post the human resource. So human beings are required. So it is going to identify what? Human resource here. First one is we have a vacancy, so we have to fill a position. So that is the one thing. For that we need a manpower. Okay. At the same time, why do we say it's a human resources? So many human resource functions are coming into the picture of recruitment, because you have to attract them, you have to motivate them, and you have to look at the competitions, what is happening. Okay, what are the competitors, what are the new techniques of recruitment coming, new methods of recruitment are coming in the market. Okay, and recruiting needs, we have to understand the recruiting needs. Why are we recruiting? Okay, what is the purpose? All these things comes into picture of it's all coming in the human resource department. So that is why we say it is also going to identify as the human resource, where lots of things comes into the picture here. And next one is it's a dependency. Recruitment is, we call it as a dependency. That is also one of the feature. We have already told straight away I cannot recruit. So it is depending on what? It is depending on a first job. First I have to define the job. What is that job? So then what is the need and the requirement for that particular job? Then I have to define job description, describing a job. Then after describing a job, job specification. How many numbers? What is the qualification? What is the experience? This way. First, I have to define the job exactly. What is the role or the duty or the responsibility? I have to define in the terms of qualities or the characteristics. This is what this job requires. This is what this job says. Then afterwards, depending on the characteristics or the qualities of a job, I have to specify, that is what kind of, that is usually we say case and knowledge, skill, ability to perform this particular job. So that is the reason we say it's a dependency. It is depending on what? It is depending on the job, job description, job specification. Okay, and next one is it fulfills human resource again. It is going to fulfill what? Human resource needs. Yes, present and the future. So present, we're going to see now, present there is a vacancies or the positions to be left out, or what we can say is a succession planning. So that's the reason. That's what we say. It is going to fulfill the human resource need. That is a manpower need. Present, we have to hire. It's going to give a decision, or in the coming days whether going to have a succession planning. So again, for the future also I have to hire. So that's the reason why I say recruitment always what it says, it fulfills the human resource, that is the manpower needs for the present and the future. Okay, and the last feature is it's a complex job. It's a very complex job. Remember, first of all we told it's not a single activity, it's not a single event, it's having multiple activities. First you have to define the job, job description, job specification. Then you have to recruit. After recruitment what? Selection. Again in selection various forms of selection tests are there. Then afterwards what? You have to place him. After placing, train him. Then after training you have to develop him. After develop him, you have to integrate him. After integrating you have to maintain him. So many things are coming into the picture. So that's the reason we say it's a complex job. Again what we have to say is in the complex job, it's having many factors affecting recruitment. Keep in mind, there are many factors affecting the a recruitment, like it can be internal factors, external factors, social factors, political factors. So like this, you've got various social factors. So various factors, you have to remember those factors and start keeping the ways of recruitment, because legal policies comes into picture. So government policies. So all these things are responsible for recruitment. So we call it as a complex job. So this box explains the feature of recruitment. So what we can say, it's a process, it's a linking activity, it's a positive function, important function, pervasive function, two-way process, identifies human resource, dependency, fulfills human resource, complex job. Okay, so once you know the features, see now we can frame from the features the definition. So what do we say? Recruitment is a process. What kind of process it is? It's a linking activity. It is going to link employer and employee with a positive function. Why it is a positive function? Because we are attracting and motivating and stimulating a candidate to apply for a job, and it's a very important because it's having a managerial and it's a continuous process with a pervasive function, because it depends. The recruitment varies from companies to company, the size and the volume and the characteristics and the qualities, and it's a two-way process. Both of them are having a decision rights to accept or not, with identifying the human resource, that is how I'm motivating, how I'm stimulating, and it is depending on the job description specification, where it fulfills the present and the future needs. Okay, and we have to understand the market position, legal constraints, etc., etc. So from these features also we can frame the definitions. Okay, now moving to the next topic, nature and context. So we are moving to the next topic, nature and context. Okay, now let's understand the nature and context of recruitment now here. The very first nature and context is job responsibilities. Very first is what? Job responsibilities. Of course, if I want to recruit, first I have to define the job. What is that role? What is the duty? What is that responsibility? That has to be clearly defined. So that's the meaning here, job responsibilities. Once that is defined, that is job description, job specification, then I can go for recruitment. So that is the very first nature of recruitment. The job responsibilities, that I have to understand very clearly. Okay, and next one is compensation. So once after all the jobs are defined, okay, all specified, described, next I have to say the person who is performing this particular job, if I'm assigning this particular job, so what is that compensation I'm giving to him? Because nobody does a job for free. Everything is paid, right? So here the compensation comes into picture. Again, compensation varies depending on the job. Okay, whether it is a mental process for mental thing I am hiring or a physical process I am hiring. So depending on the nature of the job, I have to define, I have to, the compensation package totally varies. Remember when I say recruitment, one more nature is compensation. Again, the compensation has to be very attractive. Not only we do the recruitment as an, not only we are stimulating a person to apply for a job, at the same time, the compensation package also should attract a recruiter to apply for a job. Okay, the salary plays a very important role. And next one is classification of employees. And next nature is classification of employees. Yes, after this jobs and all defined, then I have to say whether I'm hiring what? I have to classify the workers right here, whether I'm hiring a person for full-time, part-time, temporary, apprentice, trainee, probation. Okay, so many questions comes into picture. So that I have to be very clear. So that is the meaning here, classification of employment. Then the next nature is classification of employment, whether I'm hiring full-time, part-time, temporary, casual employee, apprentice, badali, so etc., etc. And next one, labor market. Yes, blindly I cannot recruit. I have to study the market. Okay, I have to scan the market. What is happening external? So what are my competitors doing? What are the new techniques comes in the recruitment? What are the new methods of recruitment? So all these things I have to study, because lots of changes happen in the practices, policies and the programs and all. No? New government policies are coming, recruitment policies varies. So like this, I have to understand the labor market here. So what is the demanding? So when there are lots of demand, when the positions are created, so in the market, okay, when there is a demand in the market, naturally the job opportunities mushrooms. So that's the thing. So I have to study the job market, labor market. Okay, and then comes again with this labor market, the recruitment and selection or placement. One other natures and context are after the recruitment, then I have to select the candidate. So recruitment is something where candidates are sending their resumes. After that, I have to screen the resumes. Once the screening of resumes are done, then I have to conduct the selection. So selection, again, it varies depending on the nature of the job. I have to say which method of selection I'm doing, whether I'm doing group discussion or whether I'm doing interview or attitude test, aptitude test, a behavioral study. So like this, you got various kinds of tests are there. Okay, even the physical examination, medical test, all these things comes into the picture at the selection. Then after selection, then I have to place him. Okay, then after placing, train him. So this is another nature and context, recruitment, selection, and then the placement. And next come legal issues. Of course, the next nature is legal issues. We have to keep in mind before I start recruiting, we have to see the employment opportunities. That is employment bureau. We have to show that. Okay, keeping the legal many policies and all, government policies are there. So we have to keep in mind the government policies before I start recruiting. What my Indian government says or the foreign government says. So lots of things are there. We have to, before I start recruiting any candidate, even whether for a temporary job or a permanent job. So many legal issues comes into the picture, because once I start hiring, I have to, because in compensation so many things comes. Okay, ESI, PF, gratuity, that, this and all. So that's the reason I have to keep all the legal issues. What are the legal issues affecting the recruitment? So remember that also. Okay. After that, organizational functions. What are the factors that affects the recruitment within organization? It can be the internal, okay, it can be our own organization policies or the practices or the programs, okay. Even that we have to keep in mind. What are the factors affecting recruitment, the organization with respect to organizational characteristics? Because when I say recruitment, again, organization also plays a very important role, because once organization culture, okay, organization culture and climate, working environment, working condition, all these things influence for the recruitment. Keep in mind, okay. And next one is whom to recruit. The last nature in the context is whom to recruit. That's the one beautiful question again. So after all, so many applicants have applied. Then after lots of screening happens, the selection happens. Finally, the question is, among all those things, whom to recruit. That's a big, again, the confusion, okay, and the big complex job, also difficult job, okay. That is also one of the nature of recruitment. Okay, so here we try to understand in this box the nature and the context of recruitment. Okay, so what are the nature and the context of recruitment here? The very first is, first you have to understand the job responsibilities. What is that particular job is demanding? Okay, what is that quality or the characteristics with respect to the description and specification? Once that is done, we go with the compensation. Compensation is for any particular job you have to pay. So what is that compensation package I am designing? Okay, again it depends on the cities, tier 1, tier 2, tier 3 cities, because TA, DA, all these things varies, right? So keep in mind those things when I am designing whether the compensation is for executive level or the managerial level, okay, operation level. So all these things, because compensation varies from level to level, that's also we have to understand. And next, classification of employees. Classification of employees, I've already told, workers classification, whether full-time, part-time, salaried, pay rate system, time rate system. So all those things comes into picture. And labor market is labor market conditions, like what is the demand, what is the supply, all those things. And next, recruitment, selection, placement. So it's a continuous activity. I told it's a multiple activities comes into picture. After recruiting, selection, again selection, various forms of test. After that, you have to place him. And legal issues, yes, you have to study the legal issue, domestic legal issues and international market issues. Everything you have to study here. And organizational factors, the factors which are affecting with respect to the culture and the climate of an organization. It can be the policies, okay, it can be the programs, okay, or working condition, infrastructure, everything, okay. And last is whom to recruit. So these are the nature and context of recruitment. Okay, now coming to the last box, okay, of today's session, that is purpose of recruitment. So what's the main purpose of recruitment? We can also call this as an importance of recruitment, or we can also call it as an objective of recruitment. We can also understand that way. Purpose, importance, objectives, all the three means the same. So now let's understand. So very simple. This box can be defined. Okay, how you can recall or memorize this. Once you know this box, that is a recruitment. What is recruitment and the features? Okay, keeping these two box and the nature of context, the three boxes. Okay, we can come the purpose of recruitment. So we are just getting all the three box revision here and putting it here. Okay, now let's understand the very first importance, the objective or the purpose of recruitment now here. That is attract. What does recruitment does? It's going to attract and encourage. It is going to attract and encourage a candidate to apply for a job in respective organizations. That is the very first purpose. Remember, any recruitment, okay, it has to finally stimulate, it has to finally attract, and it has to encourage a prospective candidates to apply for a job in a respective organizations. Then that is very meaningful. And next comes what? It's create a talent pool. We say it creates a talent pool. Why it is creating a talent pool? Because we are going to have a lots of selection test. So in this selection test, what happens? We are just bringing up the talents, hidden talents out. Okay, the best candidates for the organization. So that's the reason we say it's a talent pool, because candidates now we have got plenty number of candidates are there. Okay, gifted with many talents. Okay, potential, the promising candidates, what we call. So we have to, in this selection process, what we're bringing out their potential out. Okay, and that is very much what benefited for an organization. That we call it as a talent pool here. And next one is recruitment is going to determine. It is going to determine what? The present and the future need. That's what I told already. It's a recruitment also does the need analysis. Okay, need analysis here is what? It's going to determine the present and the future requirement. What's the organization is demanding with respect to the market changes. Okay, so we have to be ready, right? So we have to accept. So that's the thing here. And here, because when you're thinking for the future, when we are planning for the future recruitment or the present recruitment, lots of planning is required. Okay, so lots of HR planning required, as well as you have to do many job analysis activities. In the very first unit, we already discussed the job analysis and all. Okay, so lots of job analysis activities you have to do it. Again, job analysis activities is nothing but only three. It's whether you have to say what is the job, description, specification, and whether the job is creating an impact. These are the byproducts, what we can say, of the job analysis. And next comes linking activity. The other purpose of this recruitment is linking activity. Linking activity we already told many times in the definitions and the features and all. It is bringing the two party close here. Okay, employer and employee. Next one, increase job pool. It's going to increase the job pool. Yes, why it increases the job pool is so many candidates are applying here. So pool of job, first of all the talent pool is here, and here it is increasing the job pool means we are going to minimum the cost. That is the cost factor comes into the picture here. The cost wise, yes, because we have already told all our HR units or the functions, everything there is a cost factor is there. So even in the recruitment we have to think the cost factor. Because when I want to decide, when I say recruitment, whether lots of investment I'm doing for an advertisement, or if I'm going to campus recruitment, again, there comes the cost here. So all these factors I have to see into the picture. That's the reason we say let's increase the job pool. That is the candidates at the minimum cost. What best cost I can get the candidates to my organization. Okay, because we already know the saying, the work are huge, but we are just extracting the maximum from the employees with minimum cost. So anyway, the recruitment, what it says is, recruitment again, it's attracting more candidates with a minimum cost. That's the one thing. Next one, it's a selection process. The next purpose of recruitment is, it's a selection process. We say here, recruitment is going to increase the success rate of selection process. Yes, of course, because recruitment, okay, once after recruitment, selection process should be very effective, because if I do the selection process correctly, because for recruitment I'm investing something there to hire a candidate. So that's the reason selection process has to be right, or else employees might quit the organization very frequently. Then again, that is a cost to the company. again I have to give brand advertisements, then again there is the investment, again I have to train him, again cost factor comes into picture. That's the reason what we say selection processes, it is going to help the selection process where how under success rate, because we're going to increase the success rate of selection process, that is by decreasing the people of quitting the job, and again we are hiring the qualified and the promising candidate for a job. Next one is it reduces attrition. That's what I told, probability factors. Recruitment, again it is going to reduce the probability factor of attrition, turnover. If I do the right recruitment, again people are going to stay for the long term rather than the short term. Okay, in business term we have to understand in the investment fact wise. And next one, legal and social. Legal and social, because it is going to identify, it is because finally in the recruitment, again we have to understand the importance and the objectives. Finally what we are fulfilling the legal and the social context. Recruitment also fulfills legal aspects, social aspects, because companies, they show there is a vacancy, they call for a job. That means what? In turn we are helping the society, employment opportunity, we are giving an employment opportunity for the people who are needing the job. So indirectly we are helping the society, where slowly the GDP increases, okay, per capita income increases, economic zone what we say, that also get increased, developed. So all these things comes into picture. So one recruitment is having legal and the social what obligations. We are going to meet the both, okay, keeping in mind the whatever the new government regulations, okay, with respect to the recruitment coming, okay, or designing the workforce. All those things we are keeping in the mind, social context and the legal context. Then we start hire. That is also one of the purpose of recruitment, because we have to fulfill those two needs also. Okay, next comes organizational effectiveness. Why we call it as an organizational effectiveness? Because we are coming with various kinds of recruitment techniques. We are coming with various kinds of new methods, new trend of recruitment. So when I do go with new kind of recruitment, it shows my organizational effectiveness. That is how organizations are thinking very creatively, very innovatively for the present trend with the new innovation kind of recruitment techniques or the trend techniques, what I can say. It shows one's effectiveness of a company also. We can prove ourselves. So different ways of recruitment, like boomerang recruitment, a green recruitment. So all these things are new ways of recruitment. So this shows organizational effectiveness also. Okay, the recruitment. And finally what we can say is one more purpose and the importance and objectives of recruitment is recruitment, it is going to identify and it is going to prepare the potential job applicants, okay, who are seeking for a job. That is also one of the purpose. So here in the purpose of recruitment, what we can understand is we are just revising the definition and the features and the nature and the context and bringing all together as a purpose of recruitment. So to recall the purpose of recruitment, so I've already told it's an attracting process, or it is going to encourage a candidate to apply for a job, and it's going to bring a talent pool where lots of screening happens, okay, and the hidden talents are brought open, and the present and the future needs. It fulfills the present and the future needs with the linking activity of the two parties, and it's going to increase the job pool also, that is with the minimum cost, and the selection process with lots of activities of selection process, and also it reduces the attrition, okay, because we keep concentrating for the long term rather than the short term here. And legal and the social context, recruitment also fulfills the social context and the legal obligations, and also shows recruitment effectiveness, how different way they are recruiting the candidates in the present trend. So in this session, I think we try to understand the very beautiful concepts to make understanding of the second unit, hiring decision. To understand the hiring decision or the recruitment decision, we have to first understand what do you understand by the recruitment, the features and the nature context and the purpose of recruitment. So see you soon in the next session. Thank you very much.